Here comes the money. All right. All right, traders. How's everybody doing? Oh, there's nobody here still. I'm going to invite everybody. Yeah, I'm going to invite everybody now. Right, so how's everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a great weekend. I sure did. Was very rest. I am very rested at the moment. Yeah, that's the stuff, right? That is the fucking stuff. Cool. So why don't we go ahead and make some money this week? Yes, last week we had not so good of a week, but that's completely and utterly fine, mates. You know, August is the extreme choppiness when it comes to the markets in summer trading. But volume's going to pick up in September. We are ready for that. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to wait for people to start joining us. Yup. And then I'll start. Right, so is everybody here? I mean, it's hello, Tanya, David, hi, Bobby Johnson, how are you? Good day to you too, critic. So it's only 22 people. Well, this is very early for some of you, I know. For me, it's midnight, 12:30 actually, and we are ready to rock it. Yeah, so I don't care. I'm gonna just start here, yeah, I'm just going. I mean, as if people start, showing up a little bit later, that's fine. All right, so we're going to have a look at the US dollar currency index like we always do. This is the first thing that we need to do, right? This is the first thing that we need to do. And well, first of all, why don't we have a look at what happened on the Jackson Hole symposium on Friday? Yeah, I'm gonna show you the VIP team's chat, because I sent all of the comments from my news terminal to this chat. So, Fed Bostic started by saying high inflation episode lasting longer than expected. Latest inflation reading not a huge surprise, right? He also said due to a solid economy, we can taper sooner than last time. So that was a little bit tricky in my opinion, because I wasn't going to react to Bostic's comments, because we were waiting for Mr. Powell to speak about an hour and a half later than those comments came in, right? So these guys start to talk about high inflation and that we can start taper sooner than later. So this guy is definitely a hawk, right? He wants to start, hiking rates, and he wants to start tapering down this round of quantitative easing. And that's right. I mean, he wants to stop that money train as soon as possible, right? But I mean, he's just one of them. The 10-year had a very strong reaction to this. He fell to session lows of around 1.322% before speech by Powell's, right? Like I said, that was a very hawkish thing to say by Bostic, but the markets, we did get actually, why don't we go ahead and put the 50-minute chart while we read this right there. This is Jackson Hole, people. We did have a little bit of a bullish move whatsoever, right? And then why don't we go ahead and look at Powell. Then Powell took the stage, friends, and he completely and utterly crashed the US dollar. He came out so dovish, like Powell, little reason to think underlying these inflationary factors have suddenly reversed, likely to continue to weigh on inflation, right? Powell, changes we made last year to statement on longer run goals and monetary policy strategy are well suited to address today's challenges. Now here what he's saying is that he intends to not taper down this round of QE, and he intends not to hike interest rates anytime soon, right? Because the changes that they made to the monetary policy strategy was to increase the asset purchasing program, and then everybody was going to get that dollar bill, yo. Right, so so for now, policy is well positioned, very dovish, right? Little reason to think underlying this inflation. I already read that. Long-term inflation expectations broadly consistent with 2% goal. So Powell is saying here that, definitely he sees inflation around targets. Now, the U.S. has an inflation on targets of around 2%. So he sees inflation on target, so he sees no reason whatsoever to start hiking rates, right? And to start decreasing or tapering down this round of QE. So basically, that's why the US dollar crashed, and that's why we are looking for US dollar shorts this week. Now, having said that, let's go to the technicals, right? Because the technicals are also very much important. Let's go to the 2-hour chart. I'm gonna delete some of these levels that I do have here because whatever. So we do have last week's range. We are at the bottom of last week's range, right? On the blue is last week's highs. On red is last week's lows, right? We are bouncing from last week's lows, even though we made a new lower low. This can mean nothing at all, right? So why are we looking for? We already know that fundamentally we are looking for a short because of how dovish that Powell statement was late on Friday. But also because, technically speaking, we have broken with this very structured move, right? So we were in a very structured move. Also, people, if you remember on my last show, I told you that the US dollar was completely and utterly overvalued, right? Vis-a-vis metals or commodities, I'm sorry, right? There is a way to weigh in the value of the US dollar with some commodities, but I'm not gonna get into that. But the US dollar prices are way overvalued vis-a-vis those commodities, right? You're gonna have to trust me on that. And then, so technically speaking, we are going to look for shorts on the USD because we have broken with this immediate bullish structure. Well, let's call it a midterm bullish structure because the immediate bullish structure is a bearish one. So there's going to be two scenarios for today, right? Or for today and this week. First one is going to be. This is the hourly chart, right? First one is going to be a retest of Thursday's lows, or this base right here. Let me just delete this Fibonacci retracement level, right? A retest of those lows. So what we could actually see is a retest of the 92.80 before another leg down. The impulsive moves. Can you apply coupon code if payment through PayPal? I think so, mate. The coupon is, you apply the coupon before you choose your payment method, so yeah, you can. If you have one, right? Ooh. Hey, now you actually reminded me that I need to contact the winner of um, the 6 month free of our swing trading group today. I will do that, and he will be on this week. So, like I was saying, so there's two possible scenarios. The first one is a small pullback to that 92.80 level for further downside continuation. The other one is just a breakdown of today's lows on a flag play. In any case, we are looking for shorts and shorts only, right? Because technically speaking, we broke with the overall bullish structure, and because of Powell's comments late on Friday. Now let's have a look at the yen. The yen, very non-directional. The yen. This is FXCM Japanese yen basket. Remember that this is basically what the DXY is for the US dollar, but for the Japanese yen. So we are still very much bullish on the Japanese yen. Why? Because, and more so because of what we heard from Powell late on Friday, right? Remember that the Japanese yen is a safe haven when risk is off, right? And basically, the Japanese yen is a safe haven when risk is off because of the positive trade balance that the Japanese economy runs. So when risk is off, the Japanese yen usually rallies. So that's why we are looking for longs on the Japanese yen, and that's why my GBP yen shorts from Friday are still very much valid. So basically, what we're looking here is a midterm bullish structure from these lows, right? Boom, 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 bam. We keep making higher highs on very, very nice spikes, right? So we're looking for the next spike up, right? And let's have a look at the hourly chart so we can actually look for some structure in this market. That would be nice, right? And what we are seeing here is just this, right? We are seeing some. Let's have a look at this structure. I mean, this is pretty much the short-term structure, right? Now, on the lows, right, we have broken with that structure, retested the structure, but we know we are still very much in a range, right? We are holding last week's lows, which is fine, right? Which is very, very good. Now, on the very short term, what I would like to see is just a break of these highs, right? The break of Friday's highs would mean that we would have a break of the weekly pivot that would put us in bullish territory, right? And also a break of Friday's highs would mean that we would in fact be breaking with the short-term structure that is bearish at the moment, making or printing a higher high. So we are waiting for this move in order for look for more longs on the Japanese yen, maybe on the Aussie yen, maybe on the Euro yen, maybe on the US dollar yen. I haven't had the opportunity to go through the charts because this Monday show, this is going to be a weekly show. It's going to be a long one. I don't know. Sometimes going to be 45 minutes. Sometimes going to be 2 hours long. I have no idea. But I haven't looked at the chart, right? This is the first time on the week that I have looked at the charts, and I will do that with you guys. So, if you're not part of the VIP team, also, I'm going to share my analysis with you, but I'm not going to share my trades with you here. If you want to get my trades, you have to subscribe to the VIP team with the link below this video. Remember that we do have a 30-day money back guarantee, so if you don't like what you see on the VIP team, you can ask for your money back. That's completely fine because that's how much we trust our process. There's no risk for you if you want to join. Yep, yes, Floor. I think it will. Yeah, that's still active. Hope we get some winning trades this week. Me too, mate. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. Right. I'm going to remind everybody that I'm still live because you know that's just how I roll. Let's see if I can record the screen and saying something. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to invite everybody back because I mean we have been live for how long? Let's see. 15 minutes. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for half an hour to re-invite everybody. Hey, Yofer, how are you? So that's a Japanese yen, right? So my GBP yens, I think that was still, I mean, they're still very much valid, and I can show this trade because that was, I mean, I sent this trade on the free channel too. I really like I really like this. This is what I like. That spike high and that lower low, right? I really dig that. You know, we have to break with this structure. Oopsie. We have to break with this structure in order for us to continue down. But, you know, that trade is very, very much attractive still. Yeah, that's the pound yen. Let me go to a forward chart. Yeah, I'll do gold, mates. I'll do gold. I'll go through everything. You know, this is the thing about the weekly market breakdown. I will go through everything. Right. So first of all, let me show you. Yeah, my trades. No, I'm not gonna show you my trades. Let me show you that I'm still holding on to that GBP yen short still with you guys. You know. I take the same trades as you do. Yeah, I mean, there's no bullshit on our side. And, you know, well, I mean, the GBP yen, just technically speaking, still holding that 150, 150, right? That's the make it or break it level. And if we manage to break with today's lows, then all of a sudden, we're going to just, bam, move to the downside very quickly. So let's wait for that. And yeah, let's continue on with yeah. Let's look at metals, right? So gold, I personally bought gold during Jackson Hole, right? So here's my gold trade at the moment. I have 2 buys in gold. I bought a dip during Powell, and then bought the breakout during Powell. That, my friends, cannot be sent as I can send that trade with to the VIP team because I mean that's just a play during the news, right? And the market is very volatile, so you wouldn't be able to follow anyways. But yeah, Vicky, I'm still holding that that pound yen myself. Yeah, so basically I bought gold, right? Let me show you again. This is basically my gold trade at the moment. This is the hourly. Let me show you the 50-minute chart, right? So this is very volatile, right? Extremely volatile. Actually, my first buy in gold got stopped out at a loss. But I was able to re-enter twice, and I'm still holding on to those longs, right? Now, why I'm still holding on to those longs is because of this. Technically speaking, right after that flash crash that scared the hell out of everybody. Now we have, Friday's close was extremely bullish, right? Let's just have a look at the daily in gold, right? Friday's close was so bullish, guys. You know, thank you, Mr. Powell, for being a dove and pushing gold prices up, right? Now we are trading above the weekly pivot, right? But just look at that close on Friday. Extremely bullish, my friends. And that is thanks to Mr. Powell. So if you want to thank him, you know, just tweet at him. Or some, I don't know, mates. Just call the Federal Reserve. Right, so that push to the upside, I managed to close on a very bullish note above this very strong base, right? Now we are trading above the weekly pivot, right? And it's very plausible that we are going to retest Now I'm going to go to the, actually, before I go to the hourly, you have to see that we've also broken with this structure in the midterm, right? So let's go to the hourly, and on the hourly, what I see possible, or the possibility that I see facing what it seems to be a clear bearish divergence, which doesn't mean. Yeah, I will send super signal in VIP, mate. I will also do the Euro Aussie, and the Aussie yen. Don't you worry. We have a long time to go still. So, gold. What I see here, possible, with some mild bearish divergence. That doesn't mean that I'm bearish at all. But this might just on a technical stance, right? This might be a flag for a possible dip towards those broken highs and towards that weekly pivot and to the retest of the 1805. Now, if we get the retest of the 1805, there's a high probability that we are going to get a trading gold. If not, then there is no trading gold, and I'm just going to hold on to my current gold longs, right? But that's the plan here in gold for this week. Bullish gold, bullish metals, but more so gold, right? Bullish gold. Being very careful with this market, but still above the 1805, everything looks super good on the long side, right? Now, if we manage to go down here, I mean, if price manages to go down, I mean, to retest these previous highs, right? The weekly pivot. And of course, the broken structure, we are going to get some good old, basic pullback buys in gold, and that will be
here comes the money.
Very good.
Here comes the money.
Right? So, were you guys able to hear that song that I just played or not? I'm just testing some new stuff out for the stream, for the shows. Right, I'm going to invite everybody again to the show. Right. Boom. Let's make it a red one. I'm still live. No, actually no. Let's make it. I don't know. I'm not an emoji dude, but apparently this works. All right, in caps. That's right. And I'm going to put it on bold. Right, so okay, so let's move on. Let's continue. That is gold. That's the plan for the week. If you want to get my trades again and Olympus trades, just join the VIP group with the link below this video. There is a 30-day money back guarantee. Haha, you could hear the music. That's awesome. You have a 30-day money back guarantee. And yeah, I mean, there's no risk for you guys. I mean, there's nothing much more that I can do for you other than give you, a plainly free trial, right? Again, you won't be disappointed. And you have to look at the long term, right? Let's move on. That's gold. Silver. Silver, very different move in silver because, the thing about silver, the difference between silver and gold is if we look at silver's, if we look at silver's move after the flash crash and gold's move after the flash crash, it's very different, right? Gold is up. Price range, that's the one that I want. Gold is up from high to low 8.78% from the flash crash, and silver is up it's up 9 it's up 9.58%. So you know, percentage-wise doesn't work, but percentage-wise it doesn't work actually. But what I mean is that the move in gold versus the move in silver, gold is up here if it were silver, meaning that it's above that previous base, which is very bullish, and silver is not. So that's why I am not touching silver. Now, copper, I want to get in long on copper, but there is... Hey, Bruce, how are you? Copper there, I can't find an entry long in copper. It's a shame because it's a good market. Let's move to crude oil. Now, last week, I was talking about possible shorts in crude oil, and this is the reason that I use pending orders. I had my sell stop all the way down here. Didn't get triggered, so I deleted it. If I had shorted at market, I would have been stopped out at a loss. Now, I don't know what to do with this market. Oopsie. So I'm not gonna trade. I'm not gonna trade it. That's right. I am not going to trade crude oil. And I don't care if you want to trade crude oil. Leave your ego at the door, mate. This doesn't look like much. I'm not gonna touch it. Same with Brent. Now, the other one that I took during Jackson Hole was a long in what? Here comes the money. Along with the Dow. I took a long on the Dow during Jackson Hole. Right here. This is my Dow long. That I took during Jackson Hole. Yeah, Powell was being so dovish, and obviously was saying that they were going to continue to inflate the economy with newly printed money. That was going to be very bullish for equities, and the best setup to me, was the Dow. So I took that long of the Dow. I don't want to move my stops to break even anytime soon because we might get some pullback out of this market. But yeah, I'm pretty confident about Dow longs, right? And the reason that I like this Dow longs is because of the risk or reward that it yield, that possible position yield. Again, it was impossible for me to send you guys that trade during the Jackson Hole Powell speech because it was too volatile. You weren't going to be able to follow it anyways. My crypto accuracy great, but for currencies very bad accuracy. Well, Abu Bar, if you have been with us for just 1 month, yeah, we are on a little drawdown, but you have to look at the long term, mate. And on the long term we are very, very accurate. So and again, if you don't like what you see here, you're more than welcome to ask for a refund if this is your first month. If not, you should wait and see for our results long term and stick to a good risk management, because it sounds to me like you are trading way too big, and that's what you are a little bit sour. Yeah, I'll do GBP also. Right, so down, well, nothing to do here. We are very close to all-time highs. The S&P 500, well, during Jackson Hole, broke to all-time highs. NASDAQ also, I think, yeah, also broke to all-time highs. And that's the reason that I like the Dow best, because we were not at all-time highs just yet. And I'm just waiting for that massive breakout. Because if we get that massive bullish breakout, it's going to be very, very, well, it's going to be highly volatile with big momentum. No, are your crypto trade signals integrated with Cornix bot? I don't know what that is. So the Russell, no, I'm not even gonna look at the Russell. And let's have a look at, You know, I had a losing trade on the FTSE. I'm still bullish on the FTSE. On a break above those highs, and that's fine. You know, I'm just going to keep on, and because I mean we are creating a flat triangle here, right? Look at that flat triangle. This is a very very good bullish pattern. Why? Because buyers are jumping in higher, higher, and higher, while sellers are keeping on with their protected level. So basically, we could get a push up on a high momentum, right? I don't know, mate. Cornix, I don't know what that is. I have never used it, you know. So you should email support about that. So there's nothing to do here on the on the FTSE or the DAX. Now the DAX, yeah, there's nothing to do here on the DAX either. Looks terrible. Ethereum. So I'm still hedged in Ethereum. If you weren't here on Friday, I showed you guys my hedge on Ethereum, right? So this is my hedge on Ethereum. This is the daily chart in Ethereum, and this is my hedge, right? My position right now is neutral in the sense that I don't have stop losses for my buys, right? I nailed the bottom on here, and I have been taking profits all along, right? I only have one Ethereum left on my trade, but I decided to short and put a stop loss on my short. Now my position is neutral in the sense that I mean, it can make money unless it breaks with the highs. If it breaks with the highs, you know, it's going to keep on making money. But I mean, if we get, and the reason that I did this is because if we get a deep pullback towards these lows, I mean, I can stay with my long position without a stop loss and not be bothered about that pullback, because my short position is going to make the exact money that my long position is going to be losing. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing to do here other than wait to see what happens. Same thing in Bitcoin and Ripple. Well, Ripple is quite different because Ripple, what I'm looking at is a possible continuation pattern, right? So if we want to be exact, let's have a look. That's the we need another leg down, maybe towards these lows. All right, let's put on some lines. Right, I don't even know if that is the fourth leg. I mean, no, actually I think this is what needs to happen in order for this pattern to be valid, right? So in order for this pattern to be valid, right, we need another leg up towards that 124 or 125 level, right? And then another leg down to finish the 5-wave triangle move before that continuation. So buying right now Ripple would be, in my opinion, way too early, right? And you know, I'm really going to be looking for that 5-wave continuation triangle pattern to break if I were to be involved in this market, right? That's the thing. All right, so what else? Yeah, we've been live for only 30 minutes and I'm already tired. That can't happen, right? All right, so let's go ahead and let's do the major currency pairs. Euro US dollar 4-hour chart. Right, so let's look at the daily. Remember that we are definitely looking for longs, for shorts in the US dollar, right? So we're looking for shorts in the USD. But you know, the Euro US dollar doesn't say much to me on the daily. I mean, all right. So let's you know, draw some structures here in this market. Yeah, I'll do the pound US dollar, mate. Don't worry. I mean, it doesn't look like much on the daily, the 4-hour chart. Even less. I wouldn't touch this. So it's not even hot for me. Most of my signals, remember that I don't send signals, guy. You know, these are my trades that you decide to follow or not. You know, yeah, I'm on a little bit of a drawdown, but you know that's only a 3% drawdown. If you can't stand a 3% drawdown, this is definitely not the thing for you, mate. And if you are, and if you are mad because of that, that means you are risking way too much because you want to make a quick buck, and that's not the way to do things, right? You've been losing us money for a while. The trader that is losing money for you is you, mate, not me. So learn about trade management, learn about drawdowns in forex and trading. You know, get your head in the right mindset. Learn how to do this. You know, and stop whining. So your views in zone recovery hedging strategy. That's right, Sadish. I don't know what you mean by that, critic. If you can, you know, if you can expand on your question, I'll be more than happy to respond. Well, Antonia, you should email support, and if you want to trade 3 to 5, if you want to do 3 to 5 trades a day, well, good luck to you. You're about to burn your account. GBP USD. So the GBP USD completely bullish. Remember, I took a short here last week on the GBP USD on a rising US dollar. Got stopped out, right? This is the move to the upside that stopped me out. Now that this was a slam dunk setup for me on my trading strategy. Pretty nice bear flag, right? At a big support level, blah 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 blah. Got stopped out. Etc. So GBP USD, again, we're looking, remember that we are looking for buys in the US dollar, right? That should give us some bullish, we are looking for sales on the US dollar. That is giving us some potential buys in the pound versus the US dollar. But again, on the 4-hour chart doesn't look like much, right? Let's just delete this one. This line right here, and let's go to the 1-hour chart, see if we can find some structures, etc., etc., etc. So the thing about the pound versus the US dollar is this: we are very, very close to this massive zone, right, of resistance. So, you know, I wouldn't be a seller here, right? Because this, even though we are in a midterm bearish market, you know, this one right here, the short term is very bullish, guys. I mean, the impulses are to the upside, if you know what I mean. So what I would want here is a pullback back to that weekly pivot, right? So here is where I would look for buys myself, right? On a pullback to the 137.20, to the 137.20 for further upside continuation. To me, any shorts here is just a freaking bear trap, and I would not want that's funny, Omkara. So no, bro, it's a very difficult period of last August to trade, so if we lose, no problem. That's right, thank you. And you know, that was a funny one on Cara Hellcore. Right, so the to me this is a this could be a massive bear trap, in the sense that big impulsive moves are to the upside. So I am looking for buys here, possible retest of the 137.20. All right. So this is the area that I would be looking for buys in my opinion, or not in my opinion, that I would look for buys right around the weekly pivot or so, the 137, etc. It's not a very clear setup. It's not a very clear setup, etc. Right? It's not etc. It's not a very clear setup, but it is what I like. What I'd like to see. Right? Not my preferred market to buy to sell US dollars, in my opinion. Right? The US dollar Japanese yen. There is nothing to do here. There is nothing to do here other than don't to wait for price to just move above these highs around the 110.6, 110.80 or so, or below the 108.70. US dollar versus the Swiss franc, we could get this is again a very rangy market. Very big buyers right here at last week's lows. In confluence with what is this? Hold on, August 17 lows. So if you look at that oscillator, we have a very strong bullish divergence. This could yield some nice buys in the US dollar versus the Swiss franc, but again, we are looking for sales on the US dollar and sales only. I am looking for sales on the US dollar and sales only. So to me, this is a no-go. New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, nothing to do here. Aussie versus the USD. Now the Aussie versus the US dollar, again, I'm looking for sales on the US dollar, so I wouldn't sell the Aussie versus the USD right here at this previous base, which is what seems to be the setup at the moment. Again, what I would look for is a pullback to buy into some strength here. Let's have a look at some yen pairs. The CAD yen. There's nothing to do here. I am short the CAD yen. Currently, my position is drawing down a little bit. I'm gonna be closing that position with a small 10 pip loss or so anytime. No, actually, at break even or so. Anytime soon, just because I don't see momentum to the downside, and because of what I told you about the yen earlier, that we are still very much inside of that range. So non-directional range trading for that. The pound yen, already told you that I am still very much short here. I will hold that trade. Aussie yen, different trade following the Aussie. If you have a look at that Aussie US dollar and that Aussie yen, this market is much more driven by the Aussie than by the yen. So that's why I'm not going to be touching it. Euro yen. So the Euro yen, very choppy at these levels. Right. Cool. So this is quite the level that we are retesting. So what I like about this, possible longs on the yen, if what we said earlier on the stream on the stream pans out. Yeah, hold on, let me just see what happens with my cat Jungs. All right. Yeah, so holding that. Right. So two possible scenarios, right? If our bullish plan, not a bullish plan, a bullish scenario on the yen plays out, I would love a break of Friday's lows, right, and the weekly pivot to get us to sell territory, and that would be a nice trade to the downside, which I would definitely take if that scenario plays out. Not gonna take the long side of the euro yen at all. Right. If you have any questions. Be clear, use the signals to trade in the opposite direction that works. Right? That's right. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want with the trades that I sent you guys. I mean, that's why they're not signals. That's just my trades. You can do whatever you want. The US dollar Mexican peso. This market is it's extremely bearish, And this is one that I'm going to be taking, so I'm not going to go into details right now on the US dollar Mexican peso. But if you want that trade, just go ahead and join the VIP team with the link below this video. Right, the Aussie CAD. The Aussie CAD. This is one that I do like. The Aussie CAD is retesting. It's about to retest these previous broken highs, right? Actually, kind of retesting these previous broken highs. So definitely looking for a breakout trade here on the Aussie CAD. Remember that we are looking for some US dollar shorts. So this market is it's a good example of how to find US dollar shorts. Because if the US dollar, now hear me out, if the US dollar continues to dip, right, breaks the flag or retests the 92.80 and continues to dip, that is going to be bearish for the Australian dollar. And we were looking at the Aussie CAD, right? It's going to be bearish for, it's going to be bullish, I'm sorry, for the Australian dollar, and it's going to be bearish for the Canadian dollar, which in fact is bullish for the Aussie CAD. So we're going to have two bullish pressures here in this market. So that's why we are, or I am going to trade the upside of this market, and I'll be sending you to the VIPs that trade in just a minute, because I'm going to take those two trades after the show, right? No free trade for anybody here, just because it's my first show, my first weekly market breakdown. I think I'm giving a lot of information for free here anyways. So the GBP CAD, yeah, the GBP CAD. The GBP CAD is quite interesting in the sense that hold on, let me just show you what I'm looking at. Pretty much a flag play would be interesting here on the GBP CAD. Same story, you know, the GBP CAD is, the impulsive move is to the downside, right? After that parabolic move, very much Canadian dollar driven, right? But this flag looks amazing, right? For some short continuation at the break here. Let's do some calculated targets on the GBP CAD, right? Could yield a nice, yeah, that's about it. I reckon that that is what we were looking for. This could yield a very nice, 140 pip win here on the GBP CAD. So let's wait and see what happens here. This scenario is basically not in play at the moment, but I do like it very much. So I'm going to decide. I've already seen 3 possible trades that I'm going to be taking. I'm going to send all those trades to the VIP team. If you want to be part of the VIP team, just link below this video, guys. And yeah, there's a 30-day money back guarantee. Right, so this is me. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna do this every single Sunday night, Monday morning, for whoever wants to join. All my shows are at the New York Open. So basically, we are. This is different because when I started the show, this is the first time I've seen the charts for the entire weekend. So I'm doing the same thing with you guys that I would do alone. Just going through my charts and looking for setups, right? I have found three new setups going to be sent to the VIP team. So if you want to get in on that, right, just click the link below this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the inside. Thank you for joining me. Bye.